FCT Minister and Police Commissioner briefed Senate on security situation in the capital city.
We continue to do our best by providing the best.
Rising cost of cement. House of Representatives question factors responsible.
The manufacturers of cement have capitalized on exchange volatility.
Plus, sanctions await defaulters of 3% remittance to host communities.
There is a need for there to be a legislative backing.
A warm good evening to you and welcome to Parliamentary News coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Praise Nwachukwu. Improving security for the well-being of residents of the Federal Capital Territory took center stage at Senate plenary as the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and the Commissioner of Police met with the lawmakers. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the meeting was held behind closed doors.
Reported security breaches a couple of weeks ago in the nation's capital city prompted the Senate to invite the Minister and the Commissioner of Police in the FCT. The lawmakers want to hear firsthand the modalities being put in place to make the FCT secured for all. The meeting also discussed last Tuesday's reported security-related incidents at Wuse Market. At the end of the meeting, there was this reassurance.
Two most wanted notorious kidnappers, we have gotten them. And that's why you see the level of kidnapping has reduced. So we are not saying that we have gotten to where we want to be, but we're doing a lot. And people must acknowledge that what used to be is not what we are seeing now. And we'll continue to say, we'll continue to do our best by providing the best for our people.
My colleagues in the other security outfit, because we have been working in synergy to ensure safety, we have used a lot of intelligence. We have decided to dominate the forests, because FCT is bounded by 4 states that are crime prone. So we know, and we know deterrence, even though deterrence are very hard, but we have dominated the bushes. And we have used a lot of intelligence to pick most of the kidnappers.
Other features at plenary include the second reading of a bill seeking to establish a federal university in Birnin Kebbi State.
A modern institution that will develop world-class human resource that can sustainably manage our nation's economy by providing technical management expertise at the highest level.
The advantage of a school does not just belong to a state. It belongs to Nigeria. It belongs to the entire world.
A legislation backing it up. This university is already in existence. It has been around for several years.
Bill seeking to amend the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act was among the 5 that passed first reading. Away from plenary, the Southern Senators Forum have appointed new leadership, with Senator Abiru Adetukumbo as chairman, while Senator Victor Omei is the vice chairman.
We will all work collectively, first and foremost for the interest of Nigeria, and equally work alongside with our northern senators as well. All of the issues that are of national concerns to all of us, we will make sure that we carry all of our members along with the different interests and the diverse nature of our association as a people.
The forum has 51 members from the 17 southern states. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Price of cement in the country is going through the roof at a time many Nigerians are struggling to keep a roof over their heads. Lawmakers in the Green Chamber say this is totally unacceptable, considering that the raw materials for the manufacturing of cement are sourced locally. And to this end, the House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the arbitrary hike in the price of cement by cement manufacturers in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports on this and other deliberations at Wednesday's plenary.
Prices of cement are hitting the roofs, and so is the cost of other building materials, not to mention the cost of rent.
The astronomical increase in the price of cement in the country stirred up a debate among lawmakers who insist that the cost of the product puts affordable shelter beyond the reach of ordinary Nigerians.
The manufacturers of cement have capitalized on exchange volatility to arbitrarily increase the price of the product, whose cost of production has not changed significantly since last year.
The issue of cement is that of monopoly. The two biggest manufacturers are holding Nigerians to ransom. They bought government companies from Sokoto Cement to Benue Cement, are all government properties. The big cement producers have not been fair to the ordinary Nigerian people because we are looking at their balance sheets. These are people who donate billions to political parties, to politicians. But when it comes to helping ordinary people, the story is different. So I think they should be invited here.
We must not allow few individuals to control the economy of this country in such a manner that they will fix the price of everything.
The House resolved to invite cement manufacturers alongside the Ministers of Solid Minerals Development as well as Trade and Investment to provide answers at plenary. Meanwhile, the House is urging the federal government to accelerate the investigation of the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in order to resume the implementation of the National Social Investment Program.
Urge the federal government to place on hold the alleged idea of a new steering committee board under the supervision of the Ministry of Finance to oversee the social investment programs, since such idea contravenes the extant laws.
Two motions drawing attention to the plight of some Bayelsa communities threatened by ocean surge and the need to resuscitate the power transmission substation in Yenagoa were also adopted.
As I talked to you, Mr. Speaker, a few days ago, about 6 communities were submerged by sea encroachment.
Urge the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to swiftly intervene to prevent the complete collapse of the power distribution and transmission in Yenagoa and in the environment.
12 bills passed first reading at Wednesday's plenary, including the Fiscal Responsibility Act Amendment Bill 2024 from the National Assembly. Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Sanctions are taken as penalty to ensure compliance and to serve as deterrent to others for non-compliance with regulations or breach of contract. And this is not far-fetched from decisions taken by the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Petroleum, Gas Resources and Host Communities to sanction independent oil companies and regulatory bodies who defaulted in the remittance of the 3% annual operational expenditure to Host Communities Development Trust Fund. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
The engagement meeting was to streamline obligations hammered on the penalty on defaulters of the 3% OPEX, as provided in the Petroleum Industry Act, remediate activities on clean Ogoni land projects, and inclusion of the inhabitants in rebuilding processes, among other issues related to the development of the host communities.
There is a need for there to be a legislative backing for this project and this program, so as to enable the sustainability of the project and the program through all oil-bearing communities in Nigeria.
Looking at the projects you have awarded, we would want to know how many of such projects were awarded to the indigenous, taking cognizance of part of your mandate for capacity building.
And most of the time we find out that it's not just about what is written here. The execution performances, these are financial performances. You have spent so much money. You gave us $1 billion, you have spent 700 million out of it. Yes, that's for the books. But is it really reflecting on the ground and people getting value for money? These are the areas I think we have a serious job to do.
The committee spelled out one of the sanctions as provided by the PIA on failure to remit 3% OPEX to pay 2 million naira daily to the trust fund depending on the period covered. The regulatory bodies and the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project coordinators assure Nigerians of proper evaluation and monitoring of projects, and funding in the host communities for data and record keeping.
The way the platform has been designed is such that if the statutory guidelines for expenditure are not met, then the platform will reject that posting. So all these controls are designed to ensure, transparency. It is important the committee visits Ogoni and visit all our project sites so that you will see things by yourself.
The committee advised the international oil companies to fulfill their part of the contract, while the regulatory bodies carry out supervisory role, as well as monitoring and evaluation of projects to ensure prompt payment of OPEX and quality works execution that will add value to lives of the Ogoni people and other oil spillage zones. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Now, as the National Assembly kickstarts the process of another round of constitutional amendment, more Nigerians have described the review as critical to the advancement of Nigeria's democratic evolution and national stability. Joshua Ogunjide in this report spoke with a cross-section of Nigerians on the call for state policing.
The 1999 Constitution as the supreme law of the land has been the ground norm for the country's democracy over the years. Recall that the Green Chamber on February 26, 2024 affirmed its position to address the pitfalls that led to failures of past constitutions in the country by working closely with the executive arm at the state and federal levels. Areas of emphasis include devolution of powers and state policing, which have been on the front burner since the inauguration of the 6th Special Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution. Nigerians are, however, cautioned that as good as the call for state police is, funding may generate controversy between arms of government.
The community policing was supposed to be financed by state, but state at a point in time felt that such responsibility should be a federal government thing.
The only challenge is the funding or something like that. The state is the state that will now be funding the state police itself, not from the federal government. So that shows that a lot of money is needed by the state.
Others have the perspective that the mandate may be hijacked by politicians, thereby posing a menace to its effectiveness.
Some certain persons in states that are gladiators will not end up using such as a means to enrich themselves and as a means to protect themselves from arrest.
If you look at the level of insecurity across the country, you will understand that the structure of the Nigerian police, as we have it right now, is not working.
The new Nigerian Constitution, according to the Constitutional Review Committee, is expected to be delivered within the next 24 months. In Abuja, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
And to throw more light on that report is the member representing Abak, Etimepo and Ika Federal Constituency in Akwa Ibom State and member of the Constitution Review Committee in the House of Representatives, Mr. Clement Jimbo. Honorable, you are welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now to the 6th alteration of the 1999 Constitution is the progress. What are the major issues to be considered?
Top on the list is federal structure and power devolution. Of course, we have clamored for it. Let power be decentralized. Let more resources be given to the state, the subnational. It is what the committee will equally look into. Then in synergy with Nigerians, if Nigerians actually in need of that. Then the next one is local government financial autonomy.
State police has been on the lips of Nigerians towards curtailing the security challenges facing the country. Now, will this amendment address this matter?
Where you recruit somebody from Bayelsa, a Bayelsan, and you train him in Bayelsa, and then you post him to a place like Sokoto or Kano to go and police the cosmopolitan there. It is practically impossible. You are actually setting him to fail because a man who has learned how to swim all his life, you are sending him to a community that he doesn't know the language, he doesn't know the terrain, he doesn't know the culture. it is difficult. The same thing, bringing somebody from Kano who hasn't probably seen a body of water all his life, he doesn't even know how to swim, into a riverine area like maybe Cross River State, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Rivers, and all that, to come and police a people from a different culture. It is actually a perfect recipe for failure, and that could be the reason why our Nigerian police have not actually lived up to the biddings with the current emerging trend. Maybe.
Some states are finding it very difficult to pay workers' salaries. And how can they face the burden of funding state police?
20 states currently are operating what is called state policing by different vigilante groups. In the southeastern state generally, it is called Abuja, across the different 5 states in the southeastern state. Then we have in the western, Motekun, across the different western state. Then in the south, we come by different names. Now, these are different security outfits established by the state governors, managed by the state governors, and funded by the state governors to carry out what? Security of the act of policing the entire state. It's simple. So we are telling governors, look, what you have been doing, let us have a legal framework. For example, how do you confront maybe bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, and all kinds of violent crimes with agent of your security outfit with buttons, maybe torchlight? So with the coming into force called state policing, the Constitution of Nigeria will equip them adequately for them to rise up to the occasion of securing each of our subnationals.
Do you see the federal allocation formula altered to give state governments more funds to tackle insecurity?
If we look at holistically that the current sharing formula that goes to the state will not be adequate for the 36 states to shoulder the responsibilities that Nigerians are going to demand from them, we can equally look at it.
Well, Honorable, thank you very much for your insight.
Thank you.
Well, it's now time to go on a short break, and when we return, more stories from across the state assemblies. Do stay tuned. Welcome back, and now let's move to Zamfara, where the National Assembly member representing Kaura Namoja, Birnin Magaji Federal Constituency, Aminu Sani Jaji, has stressed the need for more collaborative efforts towards addressing the prevailing security challenges in Zamfara State. He made the remarks while flagging off the distribution of 35 trucks of assorted grains as the 2024 Ramadan package to the people of the state.
The prolonged security challenges bedeviling Zamfara State, coupled with the prevailing economic hardship amid Ramadan fast, call for a collaborative effort to bring a sort of relief to people in the state, particularly the needy. The donation of 35 trucks of assorted grains to the people across the 40 local government areas of the state by the National Assembly member representing Ornamuda, Bernamagaji Federal Constituency, Aminu Sani Jaji, is hence widely considered strategic and very timely.
The assistance would not have come at a better time, considering the increasing number of the needy occasioned by the current economic hardship.
This is not only the first time Honorable Jaji is dishing out this kind of assistance to the people in the state. He has been particularly very supportive of the APC supporters and officials.
Jaji, who flagged up the distribution of the food items in Gusau, says the donation has been extended to all the 40 local government areas of the state. The beneficiaries include widows, orphans, and other categories of the needy. A special arrangement has also been made for APC supporters and officials, as well as other deserving individuals in the state. Jaji used the forum to implore security operatives to intensify efforts towards addressing the prevailing security challenges in Zamfara state. He extended his heartfelt condolences to the families and associates of a renowned Islamic scholar in the state, late Sheikh Abubakar Hassan Mada, who was gruesomely murdered recently, and urged relevant authorities to bring perpetrators of the heinous act to justice. Let me use this opportunity to appeal to people in Zamfara state to rededicate themselves to prayers during these holy months of Ramadan for divine intervention to the security and other socio-economic challenges being faced by the state. Spokesman for the Coordinating Committee for the Distribution of the Donation, Aliu Abubakar MC Safi, affirmed that the assistance is for all the deserving individuals, irrespective of their affiliations. The event was well attended by dignitaries, including some former members of the Zamfara State House of Assembly, Executive Council, and ex-local government councils chairmen, among other prominent politicians from across the state. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Ogun State House of Assembly has confirmed the nomination of the President, Ogun State's customary Court of Appeal, sent to it by the Governor Dakpo Abiodun. The House at plenary also passed a resolution seeking immediate action to end recurring violence in Ipokia local government area of the state. Correspondent Yemi Dalimo reports on this and other engagements of the House.
The Ogun State House of Assembly has confirmed the nomination of Honorable Justice Adebisi Femi Segun as the President of the Ogun State Customary Court of Appeal. The confirmation followed a motion moved by the Majority Leader Yusuf Sherif, seconded by the Minority Leader Lukman Adeleye, and supported by the whole House through a voice vote.
The ayes have it. So the candidature of the nominee is hereby approved.
The lawmakers also passed a resolution calling on the state government to prevail on security agencies to ensure the deployment of armed security personnel to Agoshasha community in Ipokia local government area to restore peace and orderliness, thereby protecting lives and properties of residents in the area. The member representing the constituency, Adebisi Oyedele, who reported the recent civil unrest in the community, said that he was deeply concerned about the recent chaos and unrest that has plagued the community, leading to escalating violence and instability, threatening the safety and well-being of the residents.
It is therefore the opinion of this Honorable House that the state government should, as a matter of urgency, ensure the deployment of armed security personnel to the communities to restore peace and order, as well as ensure the security of life and property. I so moved.
Honorable Speaker, I second the motion as moved, sir.
This House urge the state government to provide standby security outfit in Agoro Shasha.
The lawmakers also hosted the public relations officer of the Ogun State Police Command, Omonola Odutola, who came to form synergy with the State Assembly towards having a strong and adequate security across the state.
Now we have lawmakers in our midst, but I want institutions whereby we can have more alliance with the Nigerian police here in Ogun State. I've come to also discover that there is a little bit of distance. I've also come to discover that in recent times, a lot of people, when plans are being going on, they plan for a particular event. They plan so much for the ceremony, but ill amount is usually given to security.
100% that we will support you.
Thank you, sir.
And virtually I don't know if there's any family in Nigeria that will not have one or two people in the police force. So if we hate you, that means we are hating our blood.
The Speaker of the House, Oludaisi Elemide, assured the state police image maker of cordial working relationship for the betterment of the state. In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And in Sokoto, the State House of Assembly has called on the state government to construct a 15-kilometer road that links 5 villages in Kebe local government area of the state. And this is followed by a motion moved at the House by member representing Kebe constituency, Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili. Has more.
Provision of good roads improves connectivity, social security, economic development of rural areas, as well as enable people access their farms, healthcare, and education, among other essential services. It is in line with this that a lawmaker representing Kebe constituency, Samaila Hamisu, moved a motion calling on the state government to consider the construction of 15 kilometers road that links 5 villages from Rara, Foko, Ilela, Sha Alwashi to Garin Maidabo of Folkward in Kebe local government area of the state.
Hence, the need to construct a 15-kilometer road connecting Rara with these villages mentioned above will significantly improve accessibility, promote agricultural trade, and enhance the overall well-being of the residents.
Members who contributed in support of the motion underscored the importance of the road, stressing that if constructed, transportation of farm produce from the areas to the nearest market and beyond will be made easier.
He brought a motion of constructing a 15-kilometer road, whereby there are a lot of villages that will benefit from it. So I have to just stand up and give my own contribution so that the state government will at least look at it and go ahead for the construction of the 15-kilometer road.
After making various contributions from the honorable members, the Speaker, Tukurubolabo Enga, announces the House resolved to call on the state government to consider the construction of this 15-kilometer road that links these villages of Kebe local government.
The Speaker also used the opportunity to congratulate Muslim Ummah from around the globe for the commencement of the Ramadan fast. From the Sokoto State House of Assembly, Nuruddin Abdullahi Adili.
And that's the size of our package this evening. But remember, you can still watch our news and other programs on the social media handles scrolling on your screen. Thank you for watching. And on behalf of the production crew, it's bye for now. I am Praise Nwachuku.